Hello, welcome to Master Mathematics. My name is Mr. A, and in this video, you are going to learn how to divide integers. So working with integers, dividing them, multiplying them, adding them, subtracting them, this is a foundational math skill for any math you want to learn and be successful on above pre-algebra. Well, actually, I should say pre-algebra and above. You're going to need to know how to work with integers. The good news, though, is that for dividing integers, it's basically just three rules. The division itself doesn't actually change. You divide like you normally divide, but there's three rules that you have to keep in mind. So those three rules, you see them on your screen right now. The first one is a positive divided by a positive is positive. This is the basic division that you learned, right? 10 divided by 5 is 2. That's 10 is positive, 5 is positive, your answer is positive. Boom. Next, a positive divided by a negative is negative. So let's use those same numbers. 10 divided by negative 5, well, we already know the answer is 2, but in this case, it's negative 2 because we have a positive divided by a negative. The reverse goes too. If it's a negative divided by a positive, that's the same thing. So if it was negative 10 divided by negative 5, you would still end up with negative 2 as your answer. And finally, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. I bet you've already thought this in your mind, right? Negative 10 divided by negative 5 equals positive 2. Negative divided by negative is positive. The division itself, like I said, doesn't change. It's just keeping those three rules in mind. But the great thing about YouTube videos and videos in general is that if there's something here that's not making sense or you're unsure of or you need to listen to again, that is a-okay. You can pause it, you can watch the video again, and while you're at it, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. But let's look at some examples right now. So our first example is negative 44 divided by negative 2. That's a negative divided by a negative. We just covered that. The answer is going to be positive, and in this case, your answer is a positive 22. Awesome. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2, we have 120 divided by negative 6. Think back to the examples I just gave you. Negative, or in this case, a positive divided by a negative is going to be negative. So I'm going to put my sign here first. This way I don't forget. And I've already done half the problem, which is awesome just looking at that. So 120 divided by negative 6 is going to be negative 20. Awesome job. Let's look at number 3. We've got negative 56 divided by negative 8. Again, in this case, we have a negative divided by a negative, which means you guessed it, or actually you know it. You didn't guess it, you know it. Our answer is going to be positive, and it is a positive 7. Finally, in number 4, we have 126 divided by negative 14. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. And then we do the division, and our answer there, negative 9. Excellent, excellent job today. Very quick video, in and out with this one. Again, keep these three rules in mind for dividing integers. Positive divided by a positive is positive. A positive divided by a negative is negative. And a negative divided by a negative is positive. If you keep that in mind, you'll have no problem with dividing integers at all. Once again, I'm Mr. A. This has been Master Mathematics. Adios.